and gentlemen, I don't know why I keep leaning towards that intro, but welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix weekend here on F1 24. Much better time in Canada last time out than Monaco the time before, but still not where we want to be. A P5 in the last Grand Prix in Canada. Misfortune, really. We got unlucky with a bad stop from the pit crew. We got unlucky with getting stuck in traffic after our first stop. I made the mistake in qualifying of just... Well, not really a mistake. I just didn't find the lap. So we started further down than we really had the pace to do. So we did have the potential to be on the podium in the last episode. We weren't able to get it done. Touch wood, here in Spain we will. Last time out in Spain we were 12th, which isn't great. So certainly we would like to see some improvement, please. Season 1 in Spain we were 16th. So we'll do what we can. We hope to be good. And fingers crossed, it'll be a top 5 at least. But as ever, the podium is always the aim. We have to aim for at least the podium, and if we can beat our teammate, then that would be great. Finishing a better team position than your teammate is just not going to happen. Second or better is probably the only opportunity I have, because Charles is going to finish on pole, isn't he? Really, let's be honest. We hope to be able to get ourselves onto a. We'll do 3 practice programs. We hope to be able to get ourselves onto the podium. We hope to get ourselves above a couple of others in the driver standings as well. We're level on points with Sergio Perez. We're, well, actually quite significantly behind Fernando Alonso, but we'd like to close the gap at the very least to Fernando here if we can. And then obviously, Charles is... But Max is catchable. Absolutely, Max is catchable. I want to finish at least second in the driver standings. If Charles is just going to be long gone, then let's finish second at the very least. We've had a lot of entertaining races so far this season, but only the one victory thus far, and I'd like to change that over the course of this European section of the calendar now. Starting in Spain, moving to Austria and Great Britain and Belgium and Hungary, etc., before we then do the flyaway. So do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the F1 save. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for your continued support on the F1 content. It will continue to come to you. Of course, with the pushback of FM to next March, we've taken a break on FM content and focusing solely on F1 now, so we can focus solely on FM then. That's the plan. So right now, we'll finish this F1 driver career, and then we'll do the My Team with the Jordan mod, is the plan. For now, though, Español. So, vamos, I believe, is probably the right word and fitting. I'll see you after practice. Resource points acquired, sir. 480, thank you. When we can upgrade the car, it's going to happen very quickly. There's going to be a lot being worked on at the same time. The R&D guys are going to be working overtime. Triple overtime to try and deal with all of the extra work they're going to have to do to deal with all of the bits that we're going to be demanding of them. Put the fresher bits in again for quali. Actually found a little bit of a tweaked setup that gives me a bit more straight line speed, but I still feel relatively competitive around the corners too. Now's when I don't make it to Q3 and everybody else takes a step up, but I felt good in practice, which is normally just giving me false hope about what's going to happen in qualifying in the race, isn't it, really? (1:10.6). Not far off, Charles. Not far off, Charles. It's fastest lap we've done this week. We did a 1:10.7 in practice, so to have improved on that immediately at the beginning of quali is nice. Looks like it could be quite the hunt for pole, although, as ever, you would imagine that Charles will just take it up a notch when we get to Q3. Obviously, with it being such a short track now, having the chicane taken out, and us being in the 3rd season with cars being upgraded upon upgraded upon upgraded, no surprise that the lap times are so bloomin' quick right now here around this Barcelona circuit. No shock exits there, really. Both Williams, one of the Saubers, Alpines and RBs, and then the other Sauber, RB and Alpine were the next 3 cars. So everyone's kind of where you would expect them in the minute. Obviously, Fernando, Lewis and a couple of others only went out once rather than twice. We can see here was Lance Stroll, Charles Leclerc, And Lando Norris and Fernando Alonso, though, only went out once. Pierre Gasly used 3 sets of tyres. So did Nico Hülkenberg. Nico used 3 sets and he's out. Oh dear. Into Q2. One 110.5 should be enough to see us through. 7th, yeah. Wasn't a clean lap either, there was some time in that. Charles is in the 109s. 1 minute 99 was his first lap and only lap that he ran. I'm not going to get that far, and they'll take another step up in the next session as well. To be fair, we were only a 10th and a half in the session, and as you can see, Max Verstappen is out. Max out by almost a full 10th. In fact, over at 103 milliseconds. So both Red Bulls out in that session. Max is second in the driver standings right now. That's not great for him. It's great for us to see Charles on pole and me in 7th, knowing that I can definitely get at least 3rd based on those lap times. Whether I can get 3rd based on the lap times they're about to put in now is absolutely very much up for question. There goes nothing. Charles 109.5 doesn't actually go much faster than the Aston Martins, only by a 10th. We do a 1:10.3. It's the fastest lap I've put in all weekend. 9th. 1:05 difficulty is very bloody difficult for me, for my talent level. 9th.
For now, then, but
I mean,
really, we're just getting started.
I'm
sure to join
less
us
than a
again,
10th. Less than a 10th from 5th or 6th there, so it's very close. The front 3 were a little ways away there. Actually skipped through that a bit quicker than I wanted to. I wanted to have a closer look at the grid, but we'll find out on the way to the race exactly the times there and be able to take them in a little bit more detail. Apologies for skipping that a little bit quicker. Overcast start to the race, and then the sun will burst through towards the end. 66 laps of Barcelona to come. So we know that Charles on pole, and I believe it was the 2 Aston Martins next. Indeed it was. Charles 109.5, Fernando 109.6. Lance was also a 109.6, so expecting him to be P3, and indeed he is. And then there's a big jump. Lando 110 flat, George 110.1, Oscar 110.2, and then myself, Lewis, and Carlos Sainz in the 110.3. So I was only a couple of tenths off 5th, effectively.
Sonoda.
It was doable, but I seemingly can't quite just edge into the top 5 in quali at the moment, having to rely on... wow, reckons it's a medium soft race. Not sure about that, pal, if I'm honest. I think it might be a medium hard, in all honesty. I'd be curious to see what other drivers are starting on. Lots of softs, lots of mediums. My tyre weight is high. Let me go medium hard. What does that do? Still not great. But if I'm making less mistakes, can I just eat that 6 second... Can I eat that 6 second deficit and just take it on the chin? If I do the personalised one instead. Make that a hard and that a medium. And stop, what, about lap 30. I probably will lose more than 6 seconds throughout the course of the whole race by making mistakes from having the back end step on me. I'm probably thinking a medium hard here, to be honest. In fact, I'm definitely thinking a medium hard here. We'll take some fuel out. We'll run with 8 laps worth of extra fuel, and that should be enough to get us around and back again. Lots of softs around. Actually, I haven't actually selected that strategy there, have I? Let's do that. Nearly made that mistake. So we'll start on the mediums. Some soft runners in front, some soft runners behind. In fact, mainly soft runners behind, mainly medium runners in front. It's got to be a medium hard. I'm sorry, I don't have the tyre wear around Spain. It's got to be medium hard. It is what it is. We'll try and make it work.
Starts.
Yeah. I've got people on soft tyres behind me. I'm not sure I'm going to get a great launch compared to them, to be honest. Loads of wheels. Oh my god, still wheel spinning in third as we switch up to fourth. That was crazy. That's more wheel spin we've had than almost any race ever anywhere. Late on the brakes though, trying to make up for lost ground or lost time. And we're going to at least hold 9th or 10th. It's Perez that's on the inside. They're trying to get past me. My championship rival, of course, now. Was going to go for the inside there, but he then switched to the inside and took it himself. Max is trying to hold the outside here. That will then, for the inside, sorry, that will then turn to the outside with those soft tyres around here. But I'm going to just try and have the inside line there on 5 and then have the inside line for 6 as well, and we'll be absolutely fine to maintain that position for now. And have to use a lot of battery to keep pace here in the early stages on the harder compound compared to the soft runners that are all around us, but the top 5 again is doable. I think with the pace of those Aston Martins in particular today, a podium might be just beyond our reach. We do have sets of soft tyres to go to if there's a late safety car or if it suits our strategy at any point. But for now, medium hard is the plan.
Enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Little lock up from Perez there. The two Hasses running neck and neck here, both on different strategies. Keeping as many soft runners behind me as possible is, as Jordan says in chat, pretty critical.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
And as soon as those soft runners start to see their tyres fade, we'll try and pounce. Let's see what my teammate was on. Softs. Okay, so they're soft mediuming the front 3, so they will box before we do. Going to try and do 30 laps on the set of mediums, then 36 on hards. Can probably stop lap 27 or so though, if we need to. Because the hards go a long way around here. We'll just see what the wear is like on the mediums at the time and take it from there. But we're in a good spot. Holding pace well. Taking that extra little bit of wing out has helped definitely in a straight line. I'm going to try and get around the outside of Perez here, which we've done very nicely indeed. So that's one of the soft runners dealt with already.
Okay,
We've just got to keep pace with those in front and not let Checo get back past, and we can start making progress again. Lewis and Piastri going hammer and tongs here as well. Lewis on the mediums, Piastri on the softs, I think, in the McLaren. Decent exit at the last corner again. And a bit of a run on Carlos here. He's got a run on Lewis though, and he's using a lot of battery. You can tell by the way he's just accelerated away there. Oh, am I going to be able to squeeze through? We did a double take in Canada. We've done a double overtake here in Spain as well. Hello, sir. P7. Come here, please, Mr. Piastri. I'm going to need that DRS if you don't mind. So they go defensive of one another. We take advantage. Hello. Right, now then. Let's catch up with that McLaren again, because I'm going to need DRS down the main straight if I can get it to try and defend from those behind now, but wasn't quite as impressive a double overtake as the one in Canada, but we'll still absolutely take it.
Right, the gap.
Piastri's going for it on George, trying to make the most of those soft tyres in the early stages before they die. George was 2.5 seconds in front. That's now 1.7 as they're battling hard. Piastri's soft tyres are still the better tyre at this stage, but the further we go, the worse they'll be and the better hours will be comparatively. My tyre wear is about 7 or 8% higher than expected, so I'm going to struggle, which is another reason why I'm going medium hard and not soft medium or medium soft. I'm not going to be able to make the tyres last here around this really degrading circuit. It's a particularly harsh circuit on the left-hand side of the car, and we will struggle. Sainz and Hamilton coming back at us a little bit now as they've stopped fighting with one another for the time being. The front three getting away a little bit. In actual fact, it's probably Fernando Alonso out in front that's gapping Charles Leclerc, can you believe it, as he's battling with Lando Norris. Charles actually not dominating a Grand Prix, who'd have thought it? They're continually fighting very hard in front, and the trio behind Fernando Alonso in second, third and fourth are fighting particularly hard as well. Charles has just gotten himself into the front of that with Lando and Lance, but neither one of the three are able to get far enough ahead of the other to break away at the moment. I wonder whether Charles will be able to do that. No, he's gapped them a little bit, but I think it's because he's on soft tyres. And, yeah, Lance is on the mediums. That's why he's now competitive with these two as they fight. The soft runners are starting to fall away a little bit, so especially behind us, Perez, Verstappen, etc. will start to drop back a bit now. You can see that the gap to those in front has dropped again. It did grow a little bit as George was getting dragged along by Piastri, but then George, with DRS down the main straight, was able to get himself right back in contention again. And I think, hopefully, around this third sector, we have a little bit of an advantage, so we might be able to get ourselves within DRS of George Russell for the run down the main straight. Next time I can just get on the power quickly enough here. Not quite. Not quite. About half a tenth. We're nearly there, though. And when we do get there, we'll be right on the back of them. 15% wear on the left rear after 10 laps, so do the maths, 1.5% per lap on the left-hand side of the car effectively, meaning there'll be close to 45, if not maybe slightly higher, percent worn by the time we get to our pit stop on lap 30, so it's probably going to be a good idea to dip.
Okay, Russell's ahead. We don't want to let this hold us
Yeah,
up too
you're now
long.
telling me to overtake Piastri, lol. It's probably going to take me a couple of laps earlier into the box, or I will take myself a couple of laps earlier into the box because of the extra tyre wear. The hards will do more than a full race distance according to the data. More likely about 50 laps or so. So if we try and do 40 laps on them, it'll be absolutely fine. Now then, can I get myself within and stay within DRS range of George Russell and Oscar Piastri here? Hello, gentlemen. I have joined the party. And if you look at the minimap, and even just down the track, you can see that we've caught the other three in front as well. So hard are they all fighting with one another. Lance's medium tyres coming into their own. Got a bit of an overspeed run on George Russell here. He used a bit of DRS and ERS to get around him. Big lock up by Charles Leclerc. He's gone really long into turn one, made a massive mistake and thrown away a couple of places. What's happened to him here? He's the front driver here, Charles Leclerc. Let's see what happens by the TV camera. Big lock up, double lock up straight on at turn one. Really, by the letter of the law, he should go off on that slip road there and round the bollard on the far side. But that's evidently not in the coding of the game. But if it were real life, he'd now have to drive off track and come back on halfway around turn 3. But he's thrown away 2 positions. We're now right behind him, and those soft tyres, rather evidently, are not great right now. And they're going to be on them for another 10 laps plus. Another double overtake, though. Piastri and Russell. Lovely. Had a crazy double overtake in Canada. Now we've just done 2 regular double overtakes here in Spain. It's becoming a bit of a party piece now, isn't it? Leclerc in front on softs. Lando in front of him, also on softs. I mean, we could be P3 in the not too distant future here, trying to chase down the two Aston Martins that look like the best cars here today. It's been a long time since Charles Leclerc was 4th in a race, that's for sure. We'll try. Still monitoring temperatures. Hi Lando. Hi Charles.
Nice work, mate. That
Lean on
brings
my
you up a place.
fresher medium tyres compared to his more worn softs. That is P3 for us so far today. 3.8 seconds to Lance. 12 seconds to
gap ahead.
Alonso.
3,
And now
9
the other
seconds.
Alpine is retiring. Is that Williams going slowly? I think he might have a puncture back there, actually. Have a look. Yeah, puncture front right on the Williams. You can see it wobbling about. If I go to this view on the... Where are we? Come on. Give me the... There you go. Front right is rather evidently a little bit wobbly there for the Williams. So he's going to be boxing. His race is relatively ruined, but to be honest, he was lapping near the back anyway. Fernando's just been unbothered out front, so that's why he's been able to maximise the pace of those soft tyres as everyone else has been battling. This time, unlike Canada, we've been able to take advantage of all the battling rather than being caught out and slowed up by all the battling. So we've made our way up to 3rd. We'll try and keep pushing slightly further forward as we continue this stint, and then we'll box off our mediums for hards, go to the end, and fingers crossed, nab a podium at the end. Piastri in the box now, so both McLaren's
you're
boxing on
about
lap
6
20 or
seconds away
so.
from the next car. Keep pushing, and hopefully that's going to start to come down.
I think that's the McLaren's on a 2-stop, I think. That's Charles past me now, but we've got a bit of a gap back to George. The pace on the soft tyres at this stage of the race, of this stage of the stint, is surprising for the AI drivers. It's probably more because I've got higher tyre wear than everybody else, just because of my driving style. Very aggressive, unfortunately. And on these high abrasive circuits, I struggle for that. Keep ourselves in DRS with Charles if we can, and maybe he can help drag me away. We'll box 20, 26 or 27.
Okay, be aware the car behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5/10.
Thank you, Charles. Just swoop around you. Cheers, mate. On Charles again. Toodaloo, son. Had a run on me out of the last corner. There wasn't really much I could do there, even with battery. I don't know when Charles is going to box, but I think it's going to be soon. I'd be worried about going too much longer than him. We want to make sure we stay competitive enough with Charles Leclerc longer term, otherwise we're probably going to end up finishing 4th behind him and the Aston Martins. Maintaining this DRS is going to be crucial. Basically, I think we just react to Charles. Whenever he boxes, we box next lap. Because we're effectively in our pit window here. And he's boxing now. Charles has come out right with George Russell and one of the Hasses. So we're probably going to come out in that traffic as well. Fernando Alonso's just boxing from the lead of the race, off his softs. If they're going to take their mediums to the end of the race from where they are now, then we know that our hards are absolutely going to make it from where we're going to take them to. So
Okay, don't worry about that.
here goes
target
nothing.
for now. Let's just focus
Onto
on
the
this
hard tyre for the rest of the race. Hopefully the extra wear will help us at the very death. Oh, it's a bloody slow stop again. Screw you, Ferrari pit crew. Honestly, if you added up every second that we've lost with dodgy Ferrari pit crew stops, I'd have won 17 Grand Prix by this point in my career. Gap to those in front now. We've come out of the box. 3 seconds. What it would have been if we didn't have the dodgy stop, about 1.8 seconds less. Could affect halve the gap to those in front without that dodgy stop. Not having DRS on that lot might kill me. I just need them to fight very hard with one another, I think, please. Oh, gutted. Absolutely gutted that the pit crew have let me down again. If it's not mechanical failures, because we've turned them off, it's shitty pit stops. These hard tyres will comfortably take us to the end. Question is, just will they take us to the end with the pace we need to get back in some good positions? 5.8 seconds to Charles. Hopefully that RB holds him up horribly, but I don't know as it will. 5.8 seconds. He pit from right in front of us, so 1 extra lap plus the dodgy pit stop plus him having DRS on cars in front. It's cost us nearly 6 seconds. Unbelievable. The RB is still in front of them. I have a feeling Charles might be past him by the end of this DRS straight. No, he's not. Well, that's good news for me, at least. Hold him up all the way around turn 3, please. He'll be passed down the straight, of course. Of that, there's no doubt, but gives me the chance to close in a little bit. It's Lewis Hamilton in the pits. He was behind us previously and is behind us again still. It's now a slow Red Bull holding up both McLarens and soon Charles Leclerc as well. I have to hope that the traffic works against everybody else and works for me on this occasion. Would have liked to have actually been in that traffic if it weren't for the dodgy pit stop, but is what it is. And they're battling really hard. Charles has broken away from that group now. We are looking at a P3 if we can keep those 2 stoppers behind us when they come to charge back through. Still got 28 laps to go, including the one that we're on. Only just past half race distance. Yellow flag as the other Alpine is going to... No, that's Williams, isn't it? A Williams is going to retire now at the end of the DRS straight. Théo Pourchaire had a puncture earlier. Oh, VSC.
Looks like they're retiring.
VSC? Where's he retired then? His engine's blown and he's pulling off... Oh, what? 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 What happened there? He's just... What? He's pulled over to the side because his engine's gone bang, and then... I don't know. He's lost the rear of the car somehow. Binned it in a wall, and we have a VSC. If we have a full safety car, that could change things. Oh, it is a full safety car.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast.
Right.
Reduce the pace.
I think I boxed for fresh hards. I've only got fresh hards or fresh softs, so I think I box. Is anyone else going to box? The 2 stoppers are going to box.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Softs won't last. Softs won't last, right? Softs won't last. There's still loads of races, like 27 laps left. So I could put softs on, but they're not going to last. I could put hards on that will definitely last. The one stoppers have stayed out. It's just given the 2 stoppers a free stop. So the 1 stopper's tyre wear is going to be much higher. I could have stayed out, but I think staying out would have been the wrong decision.
Okay, over to...
I think staying out would have been the wrong decision. Because we were going to overtake those guys that 2 stopped anyway. It's just giving them a free stop. Staying out would have been the wrong call, I think. Going to go racing again. Fernando Alonso is now the effective safety car. Tyres are cold, which is not ideal. But you imagine everyone else's will be as well. Tried to keep the temperature as high as I could. And we're about to go. And we've gone. Have we gone? We've not quite gone. We've gone now.
If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button.
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna.
Green flag.
Excuse me, Lando. Don't drive into me, mate. Christ. P12. All right, 1 position made. Still 23 laps to go, including the one that we're on. So there's a lot of racing left to do here in Spain. And those one-stoppers are going to be feeling the pain against everybody now that has fresh tyres on. Hamilton seemingly one of the ones that's struggling at the restart right now for pace. Gaps formed in front of him. Either that or he's been battling and has dropped off a little bit. Basically one long train at the moment. Tsunoda and Sainz going for it. Russell's gone defensive. This could be a clusterfuck. Gonna have to be careful picking our way through here.
Okay, mate, we've got to move up the order if we can. So
I'm trying. You want me to get to 8th? 8th? Bloody hell. I'm in 12th, mate. You want 8th? That's a tall order and a big ask. Lando Norris having a look at me now. I'll be moving down to 13th and going up from 12th to 8th. 8th in 7 laps. Have a word. Oh my god, everyone's at VMAX. Jesus, that was close for Carlos Sainz.
Brilliant, nice move. Keep
They get
going.
past him though. The front 3 have disappeared again. They might be on worn rubber, but they've got the pace whilst everyone else battles. Charles Leclerc might well be still winning this Grand Prix despite running 4th at one point and looking like he was only going to get P2 as an absolute maximum because Fernando Alonso was light years away in front. All of a sudden Charles Leclerc is back on for a win again.
Okay, you're in the dirty air of the car in front. Let's get past them.
Oh, triple overtake. Triple overtake, hello. That's P8. To be fair, 2 of them were pretty much done on the straight, but then to sweep round Lewis was lovely. It's the benefit of saving your battery for the straight and having DRS.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race.
Had a good run off the final corner as well, which definitely helped.
Hit that target. Really good job.
Well, that's P4 just in front of us with presumably Perez. I think Sainz was further back. Those front 3, I'm not going to be able to match them. Charles is in front now as well. Charles Leclerc is going to win this race. Hola, Ricciardo. Toodaloo, Ricciardo. Thank you, Ricciardo. P7. Now after Checo. Right, DRS range on Perez now. The 2 in front of Perez are the ones that have 2 stopped and are on much fresher tyres. Just have to hope that the front 3 battle so hard that myself, Verstappen and Piastri can actually catch them. I'm going to get Perez here. I don't know as I've got the pace to catch Verstappen and Piastri, not yet.
Nice overtake.
I have to hope that their tyres wear faster than mine. On lap 53 now, 66. Front 3 are battling, and Piastri and Verstappen are closing on them, so we're not that far behind our teammate now.
Okay,
That's
so
not what I was after. It is now a 5-car train at the front. 6 seconds down the road from us. Purple sector 3 there, apparently. Now then, what happens with all of those guys battling? Do they all just DRS train away from me, or are they going to fight so much so that we can actually catch them? I don't know, as I've got it in me, chat. I'm trying my hardest here, but I'm going to run out of laps, I think. They're just not all fighting hard enough. It's just the front two that keep changing position, and the others are just sat in the train behind, not making moves on one another in rather classic F124 fashion. We're basically all doing the exact same lap times. The gap in front has been about the same for 4, 5, 6 laps now. I just can't quite catch quickly enough. Maybe taking a 10th out of them here, a 10th out of them there, and that's it. It's my own personal best fastest lap of the race. But my own personal best pace is just not going to be good enough. As we come around to start the final lap, Charles is leading, but will he hold that lead into the final turn? Under threat from Fernando Alonso. That DRS train in front basically just kept everybody away from us. There's been no change in position other than the front two. Lance Stroll, Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri have just sat there and done nothing. Just watched Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc overtake one another lap after lap for first place, and the others just sit there. Classic F124 shit AI scenario, unfortunately. These are just DRS trained away from us, and no one's battled anyone else, and they're just quite happy to sit in their positions, sadly. Looks like Fernando Alonso is going to hold out for the victory, though. So Alonso is going to win his home Grand Prix, despite losing his nearly 20-second lead thanks to the safety car. Just happened to be in the right place at the right time to be the last man with DRS down to turn 1 to get the overtake done. So Fernando Alonso wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Congratulations, sir. Charles Leclerc will finish second. Lance Stroll third. It's a double Aston Martin podium, and I'll take P6. Means Max Verstappen will pull away from me in the Drivers' Championship. Unfortunately, it means Charles Leclerc will pull away from me, and Fernando Alonso too. But we'll consolidate where we are, I think. We'll pull away from Perez, who was level on points with me. But Fernando Alonso wins the Grand Prix. That's just the nature of the game, unfortunately. It is what it is there. They all sat within a second and a half of each other for about 15 laps. And the only thing that happened was those two overtook each other again and again and again. And these three just sat there and watched it happen within 3/10 of each other. Just... I tried my best. I got a P6 in the end from P9. We got a P5 from P9 yesterday. P9 seems to be where we're qualifying. And P5 or 6 seems to be where we're finishing at the moment. Getting ever closer to 85 rated, which means we'll get ever closer when we get there to being 50% on the recognition to Charles Leclerc. But just can't quite make it towards the front at the minute. We got the win in Imola. We got a P2 in China. And unfortunately, we just seem to be hovering around the top 5 mark at the moment. With Austria next, which is, I believe, a sprint weekend. Oh, the side pod profile is improved. Hooray. So, with a sprint weekend next in Austria,
new parts have come through without any issue.
We'll have the opportunity to go again. Still consolidating in 4th then, but Max and Fernando and Charles all get away from me up top. Aston Martin, strong weekend for them, with a double podium finish. Closes the gap slightly on ourselves and Ferrari, but I don't think we need to worry about that. We are going to win the Constructors this season. That's for damn sure. Whether I can make it up to second in the Drivers' Championship remains to be seen. But as this Ferrari continues to improve round by round, then fingers crossed we will... I didn't want the harder tyre compound set for this weekend. Bugger. Never mind. It'll be the harder tyre compound set we have in Austria then. Rain in quali. Quali will start wet. Well, we'll save a set of soft tyres thanks to that anyway then. So the fact that we're on the harder compound set isn't actually going to make that much difference as it happens. So Austria will be where you see me next, and where you see me next will be hopefully in the not too distant future. Obviously the FC25 My Player continues to go from strength to strength, so keep your eyes peeled for that on the channel over the weekdays, and we'll get F1 to you as regularly as we possibly can. That's all for Spain. Join me in the Styrian Mountains for the Austrian Grand Prix next time around. I'll see you later.